traders, including myself, say that anybody can press the buy or sell button. Even my mom can press the buy or sell button, but not everybody can make money from this market. That is the truth. We have professional traders and we have profitable traders. These are two different things. So we have people who can actually teach you every detail on the chart but do not make money, and we also have people who can teach you very well and they are still making money or still make money. These people are people we call profitable traders, and unprofitable traders are people who just go around having, let's say, a kind of syllabus, or should I say a handout where they follow the steps to teach. And these are people we call professional traders because they can teach very well for you to understand but do not make any money. We also have traders who don't even know what they are doing in the market. It has happened to me before. When I started trading, I open the chart and I don't see anything. When I go to my mentor's page, I see him doing a lot, I see her doing a lot. You know, I've learned from two different people, should I even say two or more, both females and males, right, which are outside the country, not where I am, but somewhere else. Now I go to their pages and I see them analyzing the chart neatly, draw support and resistance zone whatsoever, trend lines, chart pattern, looking very. But anytime I open the chart, I don't see anything. I get so confused. That is what we are going to tackle today. I have been there before. I have passed through that before, so I know what to do for you to skip that point, right? So in today's video, I'm going to teach you where to actually buy and sell. I always say, if you have not subscribed to this channel, just hit on that subscribe button and leave a comment under this video if you are loving my videos or my content on YouTube. Let's go. Everything here is basically moving in an uptrend. Okay, so we are going to be looking for buying opportunity since we want to know when to sell and when to buy. Now when we come to the weekly time frame too, you can see price has broken. Like the same thing happened on the lower time frame, which is the higher time frame, which is the monthly time frame. So you see we had a breakout, retest back to this zone, another breakout, the retest, another breakout, retest. Now let's look at this zone very well. This is on the weekly time frame, and like I said, we're already on in an uptrend, so we are looking for buying opportunities, and we already have our zone here. So you can see that price is testing the zone and rejecting, testing the zone and rejecting. So because we are in an uptrend, the only thing we will do is to patiently wait, get a confirmation, and then we can continue buying from here. We already know our trend, and since price is retesting this zone and rejecting, see this rejection, so it's already communicating what the next step of this would be. This is weekly time frame. Now let's go to the daily time frame. So you can see we are having almost the same thing on the daily time frame. You can see what price is doing. Price is rejecting. So we are expecting price to continue buying straight from this point. Now let's move to the 4-hour time frame also. Now this is the 4-hour time frame. You can see we have the same thing here. Price has been rejecting this zone. Now when we come to where price is currently, let's see what we have here. When we come to where price is currently, we are going to use this zone as our demand zone. This is where we are going to use as our demand zone. You see, this is our demand zone right at this point where price has tested. You can see price was moving up, then price retested the demand zone, and then we had price moving to the outside. So what are we looking for? We are looking to see price come to this point. If we have a breakout again, then we can continue to the outside. But before price will move up to this point, we should be having a pullback to this zone, or a pullback to this zone again before we can get the buying opportunity to the upside. So we are going to have something like this, a pullback to this zone. This is what we are going to have, which has already happened. This is the pullback to this zone, which has already happened at this point. So we are looking at continuing from this point, or we see price coming back again to this point and the buying will continue from here, or price would also come out. So it all depends on the price action that happens in your point of value. It all depends on the price action you are looking at that will happen in your point of value before you can continue buying. And this is gold, you see, this is gold. So I am looking at buying directly from this point, because this zone or this zone is far away from where price is currently. So I'm going to look for possible turning points closer to where price is. So this is what I am looking at. I am expecting price to move from this point because price has already tested this zone, right? So I am looking at price to continue buying from this zone to the upside. So basically this is what I am looking for, or this is what I do when I am buying or when I want to buy. And right at this point we didn't use any strategy. The only strategy we used here is structure and our point of value or support and resistance. So I am expecting price to get to this point, which is our supply zone, because we have all these confluences which I don't want to talk about here. We have all these confluences that is put together. So this is the buy I am expecting on gold right here. Now take a look at this chart also. We are going to look for another simple way of how to buy on this chart. So right here you can see that we have price moving towards the downside, and then apparently we have this rejections over here, we have these rejections over here, which means that anytime price retest this zone we have to look for selling opportunity this way. So this is what we were supposed to have right here, right? This is what we're supposed to have. We're supposed to have something like this, then back to the downside because of these rejections or this resistance point at this zone. Now this same resistance point, when you always listen to my chart analysis, I always say that when I want to take a buy, I always wait for price to break out of whatever resistance or support level. If it is on a support level, then I should be looking for selling opportunity when price breaks down to the downside and retest. So if it is on in a downtrend, I should be looking for something like this. Then if I am at this point, I would always wait for price to come back here, which will be this zone. I will always wait for price to come back to this zone as a retest because we've had a breakout. I also taught how to trade breakout and retest in one of my videos. The link is up there. You can also watch that video and learn a lot out of it. So if I'm in a downtrend, which price is creating a series of lower lows and lower highs, then I'll wait for price to come back for a retest this way. Then with whatever price action I am going to have here at this point, or whatever entry I'm going to have at this point, then I can now continue selling to the downside. Right now, this is the same thing that is going to happen here also. This is the same thing we are going to have on this chart as well. Let me delete this as fast as I can. Now this is the same thing we are also going to have here. So we were initially expecting price to reject this resistance zone and continue moving to the downside, and then eventually we have price breaking up to the upside. Now this is the candle that has caused the breakout to the upside. This candle, this candle over here, this bullish candle, and when you look at it clearly, you see that price has broken the zone. This is the zone. You see that price has broken the zone and closed with a candle. So once price has broken the zone and closed with a candle, what will I do? I'll be waiting for price to come back for a retest with a proper price action on that same point of value. Then I can now buy. Now you have to look upwards and also see if we have some possible zones there where price can reject. So we also have this zone here. Okay, so we also have this zone here where price can just retest and there will be a reaction, right? So this is another zone here. You can see that price has tested that zone nicely, so we can have a drop down to this point again, then we can have the continuous movement to the upside. But this is my target at this point. This is where I am looking at for price to get there, because this is a very good supply zone for market makers to fill their remaining orders. Okay, now this is what has happened here. There are traders that can just buy directly from here. So once price has tested the zone, sometimes with their Fibonacci retracement tools, they can start buying from here directly with SL a little below. Now I am also waiting for a candlestick, a very good candlestick confirmation. So let's see if we are going to have that candlestick confirmation and see what will happen on that zone. You see right here. Okay, now you can see what has happened here. You see immediately this has gotten into this zone. You know, like I said, when other traders are taking their trade from here, it means they'll be stopped out. That is if you also adjust your SL very well, or you give your XL a breathing space, you'll still be in a comfortable little something like this. So but if your SL is here, then it means you are going to be taking out. But I am not even taking my buy directly from here because I didn't see any strong price action around that area or candlestick pattern around that area. You need to be patient. You need to wait for the market to come to you. You don't need to chase the market upside down, okay? Because this is a market where we are taking money from smart people who are also taking money from us. A zero-sum game, okay? So you need to be very patient. Now immediately I see this is telling me what the buyers are trying to do in the market. And see we have this candle here that is also rejecting the zone. So I always say that you should wait for the market to come to you. Don't chase the market. If you do that, you are going to lose money. You need to be disciplined and patient enough to always wait for the market to come to you, because this is a market where we are trying to take money from smart people, and these smart people are also trying to take money from us. So we need to be extremely or extra smart. Now the price has gotten into this point, and we have now, before that, look at something here. If other traders were to take their positions from here, definitely the SL will be a little below, which may probably take them out. Some will also put it just at the tip of this candle, which they would probably be stopped out with this long candle that I am going to use, this pin bar candle that I am going to use as my entry. That is why I always say you need to be extremely patient for market to come to you. So once this has happened, you can see breakout. This is a proper retest with a candlestick confirmation. I am now looking for price to move to this point. I am now looking for price to continue to this point, to where my point of value is again. So I'm looking at price to get back to this point again. Now let's look at what happened. So right from there, just bring out my long position to drop it here. My XL should be a little below, so my XL can just be here, and then my take profit to this point. So my take profit, so this is 1:2 to reward. Let's bring the SL a little above. Yeah, so this is my XL, this is my take profit. So this is 1:2, which is a very good risk to reward. Let's see what happens right after our long position. So you can see price is still moving nicely to our points of our target. Sorry, price is still moving nicely to where our target is. You see what is going on. You need a lot of patience. This can take this because this is on the 4-hour time frame. Now there is something I want to also tell you. This is a 4-hour time frame. I've not moved to the lower time frame to look for entry. I've not moved to the 15 minutes. I did all my analysis on the 4-hour and still take my entries on the 4-hour. I said in most of my videos that is how I trade. This is the system that works for me. I can do my analysis on the 4-hour, take the entries on the 4-hour, because I know what I am looking at. On the other hand too, I can also do my analysis on the upper time frame, bring it all the way down to the lower time frame to the 15 minutes and take an entry. Now look at what
happened here, you can see that our target has been triggered nicely and we are in profit. So this is how to actually buy. These are some of the things you have to look for when you want to buy. Now let's move to some of the things we have to look for when we want to sell or take a sell position. This chart is on the daily time frame and we have a series of what? Lower lows. We have price forming lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. So we had an equal low here, then price moved up again to form another high, then the lower high, then we had another lower low again. So obviously we are going to have another lower high, then we have the lower low in that order. So it means we are now looking at our structure. We are done with the structure. Now we also have to open our eyes and see something here. When you look on this chart also, we have this point here, which is our resistance level, which means that we can get price coming back to that resistance level. Since we are in a downtrend, price will just come back to that resistance level and we would have a fall to the downside. But here you need to really open your eyes. Like I said, I always say you should always wait for the market to come to you, because you are also trying to take money from smart people, and also you need to be very smart. With time and experience, you get to understand all this. You get to see that these things repeat itself. When you see a chart today, that is why anytime we advise traders that whatever trade you take, make sure you have a plan. Write it down. The mistakes you've done, write them down, because you're going to see that same thing a time to come on the chart, and you realize, okay, at this time I did this mistake here, but this time I am not going to do that same mistake again, right? So that is how you learn from your mistake and you become better. And this will only happen when you make your chart, when you make the chart your friend, or you have a chart time. Now let's look at this chart also over here. Be waiting for price to get to this point so we can tell, because the price is bouncing off from this resistance group. But don't forget, this is the daily time frame, right? We'll move to the lower time frame as well. Now on the daily time frame, we also have this breaker block here, which price is reacting to. This is the breaker block, right? This is where price is reacting to. But right after that breaker block, we also have this forming here, which is also what? Double top. Right here, you see this double top. So we are looking at different things here at the same time. This is also a double top. Then we also have breaker block. So price is either reacting to that breaker block or price is reacting to the double top here, because some people can also say price has already mitigated the breaker block. But when you draw your zone where you realize that price has not really mitigated the breaker block. On the other hand, we are also looking at it as a double top from here. So the next thing we need to do is just to look for a confirmation. We have to wait for a confirmation. That is, if you are not too sure of what is going to happen, you have to wait for a confirmation. This is the 4-hour time frame. You can see how price has started rejecting that point. It's obvious that we can just have a move straight to the upside, but until then we have to wait and see what is going to happen after this candle. That is for the 4-hour time frame. Now let's look at the 1 hour. You see the 1-hour time frame. Now smart money traders have something they call choke, right? So when price is in their POI or price is in their point of their AOI, or where you are looking at to take entries, they look at something we call choke, which is also part of their entry strategy. So when price has tested the zone, they wait for price to break out, to break the previous low, which is this. So this is our, I don't want to use the terms, okay? Let me just explain it for you to understand. At the end of the day, we are only here to make money. You are not going to write any exam. You're not going to prove yourself to anybody. You have to make money for yourself. So whatever you have to do to make the money is what we are doing. I'm not going to use any terms that is going to confuse you anyway. So this is the 1-hour time frame. You can see price has broken the previous low. Let's move to the 30 minutes and see. You see price has broken the previous low over here, leaving another zone here, which is our supply zone, which price has to mitigate. So this is our zone. You can see this is our zone over here, which price has to come back and mitigate, because it has left an order here that is supposed to be filled, which is the choke. That is how smart money traders call it, So once price has tested that zone, then we cannot fully take our sell. Remember that whilst price is even testing here, look, this is the zone we were looking at. Price has gone back to test that same zone we drew on the daily time frame and left this candle, which is this rejection. Okay, so this alone is already telling us a lot. Now right here also we can also get our double top, which we already talked about on the daily time frame. So this is also our double top. Now what will I do? This is just 30 minutes. Let's move back to 4-hour time frame, and then we can now bring out our short position to drop it here, our take profit to the nearest support or resistance here, and then our stop loss a little above. So at this point, you see, so like basically I'm just explaining when to actually buy and where to sell. You've looked at the buy already, now we are on the sell. Before we continue whatever we are doing, if you've not subscribed to this channel, hit on that subscribe button. You should also hit on the like button. Join my Telegram channel by clicking on the link in the description, and also leave a comment below. You know I love you guys and I always give you the best on this channel. So this is basically what is going to happen now. We've already seen the reaction of these 3 candlesticks on the lower time frame. So let's see if price is going to respect what. Oh my god, this is just too quick and fast right here. You see what has happened now on the 4-hour time frame. Look at this long rejection. Oh my god, this was too fast. We were even lucky we didn't hit SL here, just because we took our entry on the lower time frame. We look for our entry on the lower time frame. So you see how price has triggered our take profit and directly move. So at this point, price has also formed another lower low. Like I said, this is the daily time frame, you see. So we have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, equal low, lower high, lower low, lower high, then another lower low again. So this should even tell you where price will be moving to next, right? I hope you've enjoyed this video, right? I'll be bringing you more content like this. Like I said, if you've not subscribed, hit on that subscribe button. So basically, this is when some of the things you have to look for when you are actually buying or selling. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.